Hi guys, wow. Market cap down to 593 billion. BTC dominance down to 43%, the lowest it's ever been. I thought I'd just do a video. I woke up this morning and gave me a great buying opportunity seeing all this sea of red. And whenever that happens, that's a time that I really start to buy and do my trades. Um, so let's have a look and see what's happening in the market. Obviously, Bitcoin is the big one that's had a bit of a fall at 8.44%. Some of that is definitely due to the Bitcoin Cash rise. And there's some manipulation in Wall Street as well, which is great. Everyone gets, panics. Not everyone, but there's a big stake of people that panic when Bitcoin drops and then they panic sell. And that's when they lose out because we know if you've been in crypto for a while, we know it's going to bounce back. It's just a matter of time. Don't worry about what's happening tomorrow or today. Look at what's going to happen next month, next year, next 5 years. That's what matters. So I don't trade on Bitcoin at all. I just buy in the dips. I hold. I think it's a store of wealth. I don't see it as an everyday transaction type coin. That may change once they work out this Lightning Network, but at the moment, with the transactions being anywhere from 10 minutes to hours, it's more of a store of wealth, and that's why I'm holding. I don't try play the market and sell on the highs and buy back in. It's too stressful for me to watch these markets all day every day. But yeah, that's a great buy-in at the moment. And if you're just new into cryptocurrency, welcome. I think it's a really good place if you really want to get into Bitcoin. I would recommend having at least 50% of your portfolio in Bitcoin. Diversify, so have a nice range in your portfolio. But I would definitely recommend if you're just getting into cryptocurrency, first stock up on your Bitcoin. Once you've got an okay amount, then I would say start spreading off and split it 50% into Bitcoin and the rest into altcoins. The reason for that is when you have your drop in Bitcoin, usually the money flows into the altcoins. Right now, it's actually flowing out of everything except for Ripple. It's all flowing into Ripple, but that's not new money, or say existing money from Bitcoin. That is actually money from Asia. From what I can see on the exchanges, it's all coming from Asia, so it's going nutters down there. So what I was getting to is that when your Bitcoin drops, so you're losing money, usually your altcoins will be on the rise. So you can counterbalance what you've just lost. So that's a great point to buy at an 8% drop. Even the last 7 days, it's down 6%. So if you can look at most of these altcoins, they've got a drop for today, but they're still up. Some 100%, 200%, 40%, 6%. So they've had a really good run. So when you see a triple red, this means buy, buy, buy. This is the best time to buy. When you see it's down on the hour, it's down on the 24 hours, it's down on the 7 days, that's a great time to buy. Litecoin's another one that I'm interested to buy more of. I knew it was going to have a run at some point. I was thinking mid 2018 it was really going to rise to where it is now. I didn't expect it to happen so quickly. I've been holding it for a long time, and it's been hovering at $60, $70. So this run just come out of left field, just come out of nowhere. But I still think if you're buying it now, you're getting a good price because I think it's going to go up 3-4 times next year. IOTA is another one. So the ones that I'm holding for long term, because I really see a long term future, is Bitcoin, Ethereum. I hold a bit of Ripple. I don't believe in it because it's owned by a bank. So I just bought some coins when it was like 8 cents, and I'm just gonna not worry about it. If it's worth a lot in the future, great. If not, it doesn't really bother me. Litecoin, IOTA, Cardano. To me, they're the ones that are the long-term holds. I think that should be good as well. But Cardano, IOTA, Litecoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin, they're the top 5. So anytime I see dips like this, I'm buying more. and that's where I spent a lot of money this morning, getting back into these markets. If you're into Bitcoin Gold, it's a great time. It's down 16%. I don't believe in Bitcoin Gold. I sold my fork, as I sold my fork of Bitcoin Cash yesterday. Thank you, Coinbase, for finally allocating our Bitcoin Cash. I sold it 4,300. So if we look at this rise, that was always going to crash. That was just too a significant rise in a short amount of time for it not to crash. So I bought in here. So I didn't buy the ultimate high, but I got pretty close at 4.3. So I picked the run almost perfect, and now it's on its way back down. But look, if you're a long-term believer of Bitcoin Cash, I am not. But if you're a long-term believer of it, buy now. It's a fantastic buy. I do believe that it is going to drop further. I think it was just too high of a pump, and the only thing that may keep it hovering around is the fact that it's on Coinbase now, and a lot of new people getting into the market may buy up on Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash just because it's a lot cheaper than Bitcoin. I never really understood the thought around, well, Bitcoin's too expensive, I don't want to get in. You know, and when I tell them you don't need to buy a full Bitcoin, you can buy 1% of a Bitcoin. Yeah, but I want to own a full coin. Okay, well, do you want to own a full coin of a coin that's going to be worth 10,000, or would you rather own 10% of a coin that's going to be worth 500,000? You know, so you got to look at it on growth percentage. Forget what it is right now. It's how much money do you have, and what percent is it going to grow? The current price is irrelevant. It's the growth percentage. Because if you're putting $100 into a coin that's worth $1, or $100 into a coin that's worth $20,000, if they both have 10% growth, then you make the exact same money. So that kind of mentality, and I never understood, and maybe just about time, once they've been into cryptocurrency for a while, they kind of understand it a little bit better. But that's the way I try to explain it, is forget about these high prices. I know it's scary, but remember, in cryptocurrency, you can buy in at percentages. So definitely Bitcoin, if you're just new, get in while it's at that dip of 8%. And Neo at 69.79 cents. I really like Neo. And if you've seen my previous videos, you know I'm a big fan of Neo. I think it's going to hit 20 billion next year. If the Chinese government lift the ban on ICOs, it'll fly past 20 billion. I think it's going to be up in the top 5. So we could be looking at a 30, 40, 50 billion coin by the end of 2018. I really do think China is such a huge market, and I think the potential is endless. And I've been buying up on Neo for quite some time, and it's just starting to shoot now. And I did a video about Neo being a sleeping giant, and it's about to be woken up. I still believe that to be the case. And so if you haven't got into Neo yet, have a look into Neo. I think it's great value at $69. Same as Litecoin was fantastic value at $69 just a few weeks ago. And now Litecoin is sitting at $306. So I definitely think that's one to watch. But the biggest rise is Ripple, 50% up. And from what I read this morning, it's all coming from the Asian markets. Look at that volume in the last 24 hours. BitThumb, $1 billion. That is unbelievable. They've done 25% of their total trades in Ripple. Unbelievable. I don't know where Ripple is going to pull back. It's going to have a pullback at some point. We had a little pullback, but it's nowhere near what I thought it would be. And this is quite possibly the new low. So at times, especially with cryptocurrency becoming so popular now, a lot of these that have a 1 or 2% dip that people are waiting for it to drop lower, these could be the new lows. The new highs could be the new lows. So for example, my ad is on $5.01. It's down 3%, but it may never go down, past $4.85 ever again. So if you're waiting for that $3 buy-in, it may never come. And I think as it becomes more mainstream and more money starts flowing in, I think all the altcoins are going up, and that's why I'm a firm believer of buy low and just hold. When it drops again, that's another buying opportunity. Because as long as you leave your money in, any of these top 20 coins, you're going to make money. Any of them. BitConnect, who knows? This is the only coin in the top 20 that we don't know if it's going to be around forever. I mean, none of them could be around forever, but this is the one with the most uncertainty. It's going to trend at Bitcoin's price. If you look at an 8.96% drop, 8.08%, so they're very close. They're very close to each other. So this is the only one that I see as an uncertainty, especially if it's found to be, we know it's a Ponzi scheme, but if it's found, for example, if they start banning it in countries like the US and Asia, then that's when it could eventually disappear. So, but if you buy into any of these other coins, you're gonna make money. As this market cap grows, we're at 598 billion. It's going to hit $1 trillion by July, almost guaranteed. We're going to hit $1 trillion by July. I believe by the end of 2018, we'll be at about $1.5 trillion. I mean, that's a big growth. And you say, well, you're talking about triple the market cap. We were 17 billion in January. 17 billion. We're at the point now where we've just lost 45 billion out of the market overnight. Like, this is snowballing into something huge, and I think we're only seeing the beginning. We haven't even left the station. 2018 is going to be a big year, and if you're holding any of the top 20 coins, you're going to be making bank next year. What I've done is I've just spread out my investments over 15 coins. I hold 10 main coins like Cardano, MIOTA, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and such, Monero. But I've also split it between ICOs as well. So you look at risk factor. So I've got Bitcoin, 50% of my money's in Bitcoin. Then I've got 30% in altcoins. And then the final 20% is what I use to invest in ICOs. ICOs are high risk, but they're also high reward. So that's when you can get a coin that's, at a penny. I mean, I got Power Ledger. What was Power Ledger at? Power Ledger was a penny. 2 pennies. What is it at now? Where is it? Power Ledger. It's at the 70 odd mark. There it is, 52. It's $1.10, so it's crazy growth. So it's a great opportunity to get in early, but it's also high risk because there are a lot of ICOs that don't get off the ground floor and they just fold. Or as soon as it comes to market, the whales come and dump, and then it's going to take a long time to get your investment back. So it is high risk, which is why I only put 20% into it. But that, as for me, has had the greatest returns because you're getting it so cheap. The other method you can do is if there is an ICO that you're interested in, watch it. And if you don't want to take the risk by entering an ICO, just watch it. Wait for it to come to market. Once it does come to market, most of them are going to have some sort of dump. So you are going to pay a little bit more than what you would have bought from ICO, but you're going to have less risk because you're going to wait for it to actually hit the market. I did that with Electronium. Okay, I bought Electronium for 5 cents. I could have got it for under a penny. But I waited. Not only did I wait for the launch, it obviously failed in the launch. They got hacked, so there was a lot of problems. I waited for them to relaunch. It got up to 14 cents, and then it got dumped on the relaunch. And I waited for that to happen, and then I bought in at 5 cents, and now it's up at 10 cents. So I just doubled my money just by being patient and waiting. But yeah, I think that's all for now. I'll keep an eye on to see how the markets unfold. I expect Bitcoin to drop a little bit further, and then I think we're going to have another rise up to 17,000 again. So if you haven't got into Bitcoin or you want to top up your portfolio, I think now is definitely time to do it. But as always, do your own research. Don't go off on what anyone says on YouTube, friends, family, whatever it is. Take on board what they say, do your own research, and then come to your own conclusion. Because at the end of the day, is that it's your money that you're risking. Only put in what you're wanting to afford to lose, and make your own decisions. All right, guys. Until next time. Ciao.